once they traded for Deshaun, I knew I wasn't going to be there anymore.
You told me I'm your guy for 2022, and now I'm not your guy.
There was times where I was down in the dumps, pretty low on myself. It was kind of like, all right, we're just going to roll with the punches here. Just waiting for honestly a fresh start anywhere, and it happened to be in Carolina, and I was excited about it.
Mayfield steps up, touchdown!
Being there for 11 games, just weathering that storm, and then
the quarterback acquired from the Cleveland Browns.
The craziest thing in the world is hearing rumors that they're going to release me.
He's now being cut by Carolina.
He's not elite. I don't think he'll ever be elite.
That was a tough day, honestly, but it wasn't the lowest. The lowest days were when I was in limbo, not knowing where I was going to be. It just so happens I get picked up with a 5-game season in L.A.
Mayfield, the touchdown maker!
Baker Mayfield showed growth and was maturing.
I learned a lot about where my priorities are at and how to be myself again. Put me in a good position to sign here.
The Bucs have inked Baker Mayfield.
I had been through the ringer a little bit, but I wanted to be in a place to play for a team that's going to win.
Baker Mayfield's afraid of nothing.
Winning.
The rise, the fall, the rebirth, and the rise of Baker Mayfield. What an incredible journey it has been for Baker Mayfield. Last night just added to the journey for what Baker Mayfield has done on the Buccaneers. This is Sports Guy talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about how Baker Mayfield keeps proving haters wrong with his elite QB play. The Buccaneers beat the Texans by the score of 20-19 as Baker Mayfield led his team down the field for a game-winning drive. Not only that, but Baker Mayfield made clutch play after clutch play when it mattered most. Before I say anything else, though, I want to present you guys with the topic question. So, here it is. Has Baker Mayfield done enough to be considered a top 10 QB in the NFL? I believe so. Before the season started, I said Baker Mayfield was not a top 10 quarterback in the NFL, and I got a lot of pushback from my friends regarding that take. And you know what? I have to admit when I'm wrong. Just like when I gloat, when I'm right, I have to sit up here and admit when I'm wrong, and Baker Mayfield proved me wrong. Baker Mayfield is indeed a top 10 quarterback in the National Football League. You look at how Baker Mayfield, he's been an extremely productive starter for the Buccaneers in the past 3 seasons. You look at how the first year he was in Tampa Bay, he elevates them into winning the NFC South division, a team not many people believed would have won that division heading into the season. Then last year, Baker Mayfield throws for over 4,000 yards, throws for over 40 touchdowns. The Buccaneers, they win the division, and it seems like this year they're on track to do exactly that. Baker Mayfield has been better at not turning over the football this year. In fact, Baker Mayfield has no turnovers in each of his first 2 games, so that's pretty impressive. My biggest criticism for Baker Mayfield was his ability to constantly turn over the football, but it seems like Baker Mayfield has cut that part out completely in his game, and for his ability to come through clutch for the Bucs last night, that was tremendous. That 4th and 10 play, it looks like Baker Mayfield's going to get sacked. If he gets sacked, that's basically the ball game. Instead, Baker Mayfield, he steps up in the pocket, finds a lane, runs through it, and gets the first down. That is incredible moxie. That's a great feel for the game. That's stuff you cannot teach. And Baker Mayfield plays with a lot of grit and a lot of heart, and you got to give Baker Mayfield a lot of credit for the turnaround of his own NFL career. This man was labeled a bust on the Cleveland Browns, and then when he went to the Carolina Panthers, he absolutely struggled in there. I know a lot of it was because the organization was terrible, but Baker Mayfield didn't play good in there. Nonetheless, though, Baker Mayfield, he ends up getting a shot on the Rams. He ends up putting out good tape in there for a 5-game stretch. Then he ends up going to the Buccaneers, where he ends up being one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL, and Baker Mayfield has done nothing but improve his game each and every year. A lot of years, a lot of people have said, oh, it's because Baker Mayfield's offensive coordinators are really good, and although that might have been the case, it's not because of that alone. It's because Baker Mayfield is an absolute dog. Baker Mayfield has improved with each passing season, and he's going to continue improving. It's inevitable that the Bucs are going to win the division. It's inevitable. The Bucs are dark horse Super Bowl contenders, and Baker Mayfield, with the way how he's playing right now, there's not a lot of things that can stop him at this particular moment. I also want to show you guys this clip of Baker Mayfield taking a shot at Chauncey Gardner-Johnson during an interview. He talked about what happened in the Bucs-Texans game late. Obviously, Baker Mayfield came through with several clutch plays and got the win for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If you do not respect Baker Mayfield, then you are not looking at Baker Mayfield objectively. Roll the film.
Yeah, me and my buddy Chauncey in the open field. Yeah, just obviously they did a good job adding on the press. It wasn't like a all-out zero blitz, but when the back blocks, the backer and man coverage adds on. So fortunately, was able to get out of that one and get through. And then, yeah, just seeing green grass and fourth down, 2-minute drive, trying to do anything it takes to get a chance to win.
There you go. That's why Baker Mayfield is an absolute dog, and Baker Mayfield brings a winning mentality to the Bucs locker room. If you do not have a winner's mentality on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, then you don't fit alongside with Baker Mayfield. But you know what? Baker Mayfield is not for everyone, and not everyone is for Baker Mayfield. When you watch Baker Mayfield play, you're saying to yourself, wow, this is a guy that plays with a lot of moxie. He's not the tallest quarterback in the world. He's not the biggest quarterback in the world. He doesn't have the biggest arm in the world. He doesn't have the best accuracy ever. But you know what Baker Mayfield is great at? He's great at playing his heart out. He's great at playing tough. He's great at elevating under pressure. I mean, Baker Mayfield had the ability to drive his team down the field for the Bucs in each of his first 2 games. He did it against the Falcons in the season opener. He did it again against the Houston Texans. Those were 2 very good defenses, and for Baker Mayfield to do what he did in those situations, extremely impressive. I have to give Baker Mayfield his props. Baker Mayfield absolutely belongs in the top 10 for quarterbacks. There aren't 10 quarterbacks better than Baker Mayfield in the NFL, and Baker Mayfield is going to only continue getting better from here on out. I've been incredibly impressed with Baker Mayfield's development over the years and how he has constantly improved his biggest weakness every single year. One year it's he doesn't have a great arm. Another year it's he turns over the football too much. Another year it's he takes too many sacks. And you know what Baker Mayfield has done year after year after year? He's gotten those criticisms knocked out of the way. At this point, Baker Mayfield might become a top 5 quarterback in the NFL if he can achieve more playoff success. Can he do it? It's possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if it does happen, I wouldn't be surprised. But either way, though, Baker Mayfield has done more than enough to be a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. In fact, Baker Mayfield is potentially the best quarterback in the NFC. That's how high I am on Baker Mayfield right now. When he's red hot, he's impossible to stop. And even when Baker Mayfield isn't red hot, he still has really good weapons around him. They got Bucky Irving running the football. They got Rachaad White. He's a solid RB2. You've got Mike Evans. You've got Emeka, Egbuka. Once they get Chris Godwin back, that's going to be another good receiver. And they got Shepard, so they're already 4 deep at wide receiver if fully healthy. Cade the Otton is a pretty good tight end as well. The Bucs O-line gives Baker Mayfield plenty of time to throw the football, so I'm really encouraged by what the Bucs have done to build around Baker Mayfield and what Baker Mayfield has done to elevate his Bucs teammates. It's great to see. So that is why Baker Mayfield has done enough to be considered a top 10 QB in the NFL right now, as Baker Mayfield should be appreciated as one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL at this current moment. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking. Like the video and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I'm going to shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That will be for the @DustinNasTran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustinNasTran, and that's Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustinNasTran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoy the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel, Sports guy talking.